The next morning, on his way to work, Father passed some men digging a hole in the road. They were using a huge mechanical drum, which made an awful racket, though not as awful as his daughter's tantrums. He noticed that the road workers were using noise-cancelling headphones and had a bright idea. That afternoon, he returned from his day at the office with a present for his wife. "There you are, my darling wife." "What's this, husband?" she asked excitedly. The lady unwrapped the package to find 2 pairs of headphones. "His and hers," said Father. "What a splendiferous idea," said Mother. "Where is our dearest darling daughter?" "She's upstairs in her bedroom watching cartoons. She has lots of homework to do, but..." "She threw one of her little tantrums?" he asked with a weary smile. "How did you guess, my perfect husband?" "Well, let's see how we get on with these tonight," said Father, putting on his headphones. "Yes, let's," replied Mother. "What did you say?" asked Father. "Sorry, I can't hear a word," replied Mother. The pair sat down in the living room and read, delighted to be enjoying some peace and quiet for once. Father read some poetry, while Mother read a travel book. Her dream was to travel far away, somewhere where she couldn't hear her daughter's screams. What they didn't hear with their headphones on was their daughter bawling for her dinner upstairs. Food! Eventually, Tandy had no choice but to stomp all the way downstairs and confront them. "I want my dinner now!" The 2 grown-ups held their nerve and carried on reading. "I hate you so much!" "If you ask nicely, my roll of extra soft toilet tissue, then we will take these off," said Father, indicating his headphones. "I hate asking nicely." "I'm sorry, my cream cake princess," began Mother. "We can't hear you." "I'm starving." With that, Tandy plucked the goldfish out of the bowl by its tail and dropped it in her mouth. "No!" yelled Father. "Spit it out, my sparkling diamond," shouted Mother. With a grin, the girl spat the goldfish back into the bowl. "I want my dinner." "Quieter, please, my dollop of blancmange," prompted Father, lifting up one headphone to hear. "I want my dinner." "Now try it without the where." "I want my dinner." "What's the magic word, sweetie pea?" asked Mother. "Abracadabra," replied Tandy. "No, as you and I well know, it is please." "Please," mumbled the girl. "Now pop that word into a sentence, Miss Candyfloss." "I want my dinner." Tandy hesitated. This was hard. "Please." "See, we got there in the end," said Father. However, little did the grown-ups know that their daughter was hatching a devilish plan. If Mother and Father were going to continue wearing headphones, and by the smug looks on their faces, it was clear they were not going to give them up anytime soon, Tandy's tantrums just had to become louder, much louder. The girl lived not far from a huge stadium that was home to football matches and rock concerts. On Saturday afternoon, she crept out the house and cycled there. A huge poster outside the stadium advertised the night's entertainment. It was a rock band from the 60s called the Rollicking Fossils, and they were playing their 15th and final farewell tour. Parked outside the stadium was a fleet of huge lorries. Tandy ducked and dived round them and saw that one contained a huge speaker the size of a small bungalow. This was designed to deliver a deafening noise to 150,000 people, and was sure to do the trick. There was no way those noise-cancelling headphones would cancel out this blast. So while no one was looking, she loaded her bike into the back of the lorry and climbed up into the cab. Next, despite having never had a driving lesson, she drove the lorry all the way back to her house. demolishing hundreds of vehicles as she swerved around the road. Bang, crash, wallop. Eventually, she smashed the lorry into her next-door neighbour's house and pushed the speaker down the ramps and into her front garden. Then she connected a microphone up to the speaker and stood in front of it. When the microphone in hand, she launched into a tantrum like the likes of which she'd never been heard before. Wah! The speaker was meant to amplify the sound of an electric guitar. An electric guitar was much quieter than the one of Tandy's tantrum. So you got quiet, fleas, trumps, leaf blowing in the breeze, elephant's trumpet, electric guitar, seal barking, Prime Minister questions, thunder, old lady at the bingo hall, hippopotamus blowing off, volcano exploding, and one of Tandy's tantrums. The noise from the speaker made Tandy's tantrum so unbelievably loud that it created a gigantic sound wave that propelled Tandy forward at speed. The girls smashed through the living room window and flew past her parents who were quietly reading. Ah! Tandy screamed, but they didn't hear her. They didn't hear the smash through the window and at the back of the house either. However, Mother did notice the sudden draft and looked up from her book. The lady was horrified to see her daughter's legs sticking out of the compost heap at the back of the garden. She yanked off the headphones and grabbed her husband. Look, my love of my life. The pair dashed outside and pulled their daughter out of the compost. She had bits of waste all over her face. The banana she spat back at her mother was now tangled in her hair. Wah! She cried for a moment before stopping herself. What on earth happened, Pony Princess? Asked Father. I had a tantrum. That went badly wrong. So I'm having a tantrum about that. Where? You are having a tantrum about a tantrum, honey monster, said Mother. Yes, where? Mother and Father looked at each other and sighed. Shall we move to Australia? He asked. We've always talked about it. Oh, husband of joy. Right now, wife of my heart. No time like the present, rainbow of love. Father took Mother's hand and they walked back through the house. Goodbye, sweet angel from above to ruin our lives, they called out to their daughter. Wah! Cried Tandy. They never saw their daughter again, though sometimes while lying in bed in Australia, they swore they could hear Tandy on the other side of the world, one of their titanic tantrums. But unfortunately for Tandy, there was no one there to run to her.